Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. It's been a long time no see for me.
We get a fun little special guest for a book video, and actually he's been a really good sport about this because we already had to film this clip. We went on a little Barnes & Noble trip and we took the intro clip day of, but the footage was not usable, so here we are again, so we get a double dose of Hunter.
Part of Tyler's birthday present this year was taking her on a little Barnes trip, so we wanted to show you the few clips that we got from there.
He was such a good cameraman whenever we were in there, so we definitely need to do this again, and we hope you enjoy the haul. Look how cute this is.
Wow.
Should we get this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow. It is so pretty.
Oh, I think you'll like any of these. Have you read any of these?
It's kind of giving Star Wars. Maybe I can make up a picture.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Hello guys and girls. It is the next day. I didn't want to film last night because we went to dinner after Barnes, and whenever we got home the lighting was terrible because it was super late, and now it's super dark and gray outside and I'm worried about how this lighting is going to turn out, so that's what I get for trying to delay this clip. Overall, had so much fun at Barnes, managed to come away with quite the little haul. I think this birthday is the most books I've ever brought into our home at one time. I think I have 16 books in total here, so lots to read. My TBR is going to be very full in the upcoming months. Something I want to shout out first before we get into the books I got from Barnes is I did get gifted the entire Throne of Glass set from my parents for my birthday. I specifically wanted the paperback editions because I know these get real chunky at the end. I feel like they would be easier to read than hardbacks. I am so excited. I plan on doing a reading vlog in November, hopefully reading the first few of these. But now I need to put this down because this is literally 20 pounds or more. The first thing I picked up right whenever we walked into Barnes wasn't even a book. It was this adorable Christmas puzzle. How cute is this? I literally died. I knew Barnes had some puzzles, but they honestly had one of the best selections I've ever seen. Obviously, once it gets closer to the holidays, I'll probably save this until December. I didn't have a ton of rhyme or reason for what I was going in there specifically for. I didn't have much in mind, and that actually made it really hard to pick out my books because I don't know if I'm at the book collector status as of right now. At this point, the books I want on my shelves are some of my favorite books of all times, books that I would recommend, books that I would want others to read and I can loan out. I don't just want to collect books for the heck of it. I really want to make sure that I'm being intentional with my purchases and buying things that I think I will like. So one author that I had specifically mentioned that I wanted to explore more of was Kristin. Now she's written some really famous and popular historical fictions, usually that are very sad and depressing. I've heard that just about everyone bawls when reading her books. I thought about picking up The Nightingale by her, which follows two sisters in World War II. But if I was being super honest with myself, I don't know if I want to read about World War II. For now, to give her writing a shot, I picked up Angel Falls, which is one of her shorter books, which is very nice because The Nightingale I think is 500 or 600 pages. This is below 400, and this book follows a married couple where the wife gets into an accident and is in a coma. It's not expected that she's going to make a recovery, but her husband is with her in the hospital, talking to her, sharing stories, and somehow he discovers that his wife had a previous marriage that he didn't know about to this very famous actor, and he ends up turning to her ex-husband for help because I think the wife like starts responding well to hearing about stories from that time period. I don't know. I'm probably not explaining this well because I've never heard anyone talk about this, but really the last paragraph on the back of the book is what got me. It says, one of Kristin Hannah's most moving novels, Angel Falls, is a poignant and unforgettable portrait of marriage and commitment of an ordinary man who risks everything to save the one he loves. And I just like that it was about marriage because obviously Hunter and I are going to be getting married here soon. And I just felt like it would be one of her books that I could relate the most to, and therefore I'm very excited to give this one a go. Another book that I found in the fiction section of Barnes is called Maggie Finds Her Muse by D. Ernst. Not sure, I've never heard anyone talk about this one either. This one was giving me more similarities to maybe like an Annabelle Monaghan or Ellen Hildebrand book where our main character is a little bit older. We follow a woman named Maggie who's 48 years old and recently divorced. She ends up going to Paris to finish her manuscript, and then I think while in Paris her ex-husband comes back into the picture, but then she starts a little Parisian romance as well. I like the idea of, you know, older women having a second chance at life, having their second act, you might say. And sometimes I don't want to read about people in their 20s because one, the stories can feel very similar, and two, a little bit more immaturity going on. Whenever I've read characters in books that are a little bit older, I tend to get much less annoyed. Their actions and their emotional complexity typically resonates a little bit better with me. Also, this book is really short. It's under 300 pages. So I'm excited to give it a go. A little bit something different. I don't think I've ever read a book that takes place in Paris, at least nothing recently. So I thought a change of scenery might be fun as well. So with those previous books being in the fiction section, I did have to take a wander over to the romance section. I mean, I am very much a romance girl at heart. The first romance I picked up is another one that I've literally never heard anyone talk about. This is called The Spare by Rani, and this, I think, is kind of giving similar to Lauren Asher's Dreamland Billionaires. This is the first in a series called the Biotech Billionaires, and I think we follow different siblings in a family who are all billionaires. This first book follows Salone, the younger sister within the family, who has been working her life to be CEO at their family's biotech firm. Whenever she thinks that the position is within her grasp, Marcus comes back into town, which is her brother's best friend turned business rival, which is kind of what got me with this book. I haven't read a brother's best friend trope, and I like that they turn into rivals. So we have a little bit of enemies to lovers to go along with it. This is a special edition, and the chapters have these really pretty chapter headings. It's also pretty short. It's just over 300 pages, and if I like it, there's already more in the series that I can pick up as well. I unintentionally very much have a theme with all of the books that I've picked up so far. They're all within like this pink peachy zone. Very pretty. But the next book I picked up is Savor by Tarah DeWitt. I've heard some good things about this author recently, and I wanted to give her a go. I tried looking to see if they had anything else by her available, but this was the only book I saw within my Barnes. This isn't really giving winter. At the very bottom it says, filled with spicy summer fun, small town charm, and big feelings, this highly anticipated rom-com is Tarah DeWitt's best yet. So this might not be something that I get to right away. I think this book is going to be dual POV, where we follow Sage, who's from this small coastal town in Oregon. She's needing a partner for the town's annual summer competition. Our male main character, Fisher, is a chef from New York who comes to the small town to kind of rebuild his reputation. And I think these two are going to team up for this competition and obviously fall in love along the way. Now, this romance I have heard so much praise for. This is Out on a Limb by bonam-young. I believe this was recently traditionally published, but this includes the surprise pregnancy trope. These two have a one-night stand, she ends up finding out she's pregnant, and typically that is a trope that almost everyone hates. However, I have only heard people say that they love this book. It looks like we only get our female's POV, but we follow Wynn throughout her pregnancy. And at first these two are just going to build a friendship so that he can be involved with the baby's life. But I think as the course of them growing their friendship, things develop into more as they start this parenting journey together. Something unique about this book, which I think is really, really cool, is both of our main characters have limb differences, which is not something that's typically discussed within books. So we love that representation taking place. I believe a couple books this author has written is showcasing a lot of representation that we don't typically see within romances. So very cool. If I like this, I'm definitely going to pick up other things from this author. I just thought this was a pretty safe place to start since it's come so highly rated. The next book, I was kind of surprised whenever I saw this, and I immediately felt like I should pick it up because I've heard a ton of people talk about this book before and I never really had it on my radar. We have Belladonna by Adalyn, which is a gothic fantasy romance. What makes this gothic is our female main character, Signa. I'm pretty sure her love interest is Death, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared. Belladonna brings to life a highly romantic, gothic-infused world of wealth, desire, and betrayal. This is very different for me. I've never read a gothic novel before, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I want to pick that up. This feels very winter to me. And for a while I'm so excited for all of these books I have here, I was like, oh, these books like aren't scratching an itch that I'm wanting. I'm looking for something a little bit darker as we move into the next season because I didn't want to just buy a fluffy Christmas rom-com. While I love those, I think those are typically something that I'm going to save for my Kindle. I think I would be kind of hard pressed to find a really impactful, poignant Christmas rom-com. So I wanted to find something else that would fulfill the shifts and changes that we feel within winter. And I feel like Belladonna is going to be perfect. So I am so very excited. I hope I love this because the next books in the series are stunning covers. I would love to have them all on my bookshelves. I think there's already 3 out. I don't know if the series is going to stop there as a trilogy or if there are more that we can anticipate afterwards. But either way, I'm really looking forward to exploring a different genre. Another book with just an absolutely stunning cover. I have An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa, Tahir. Also, what I was showing Hunter within the store is that the spines within the series all line up to create a picture within the spine. So again, I hope I love this so I can have all of the books on my shelves. Hopefully the angle didn't change too much. The camera just overheated. So we are back again. I was explaining this to Hunter as it's kind of giving Star Wars because I think we follow a brother and sister who are living under the Marshall Empire. Her brother is arrested for treason and Leia's only hope of saving him is to help this rebel group, and she has to go in and work as a spy within the Empire's military academy, which just sounds awesome. Our most recent video, I was asking for strong female leads, and what I'm seeing from this cover art, this girl looks way badass. So I hope she is everything that I am looking for. I'm always looking for strong female lead recommendations, so if you have any, leave them down below. Final book is a book that I never plan on reading physically. I got this stunning special edition copy of Beach Read, which is a book that I already own. I couldn't say no to this copy. Not only is the front cover just perfect in every way, it has these stunning sprayed edges that carry over into the inside. Just, oh my god. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? Also, if you remove the dust jacket, it's this beautiful pale yellow cover, and the quote on the front says, "I feel overwhelmed that you exist." She's perfect. She's my new baby. Whenever we were driving home, I had to just take her out and stare at her some more. This is just like the most perfect book I've ever looked at. I don't ever want to read this and ruin it. I definitely will reread Beach Read one day, but I'm gonna just reread my standard paperback edition because she is perfect and we must protect her at all costs. So that is the end of my haul. Thank you for sticking around and listening. If any of these books are intriguing to you, let me know in the comments down below and I can prioritize them to read. But I am so excited to have some new books to choose from because the last few books I've been reading, not been hitting. I feel like before this, I was running straight headfirst into one of the biggest book slumps. And I'm hoping that some new stories, some new authors, some new series is gonna help get me reinvigorated, find my excitement, my enjoyment again for reading. And I hope we have at least a couple 5 stars in there. That would be amazing. But for now, this is where I will love you and leave you. Again, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss our upcoming videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.